to hits. Hi folks, I'm Kevin Daly, news editor, joined here on our first Editors Roundtable by Steph Malangoni, our new lifestyle editor, who, in spite of her misleading red hair, is in fact an Italian, and our editor-in-chief, the great con, Jordan LaBarber, who's wearing his Air Jordans tonight because he means business. Jordan, Steph, how are you guys tonight?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm excited for the year's first crunch time, which is about 2 hours upon us. So this week's banger is a review of Canisius president and former Griffin editor John J. Hurley's 5th convocation address. Jordy, you sat down with President Hurley for a little while yesterday. What'd you glean?
Well, you know, it was a good opportunity for him, I think, to go a little more in depth with the points he made at his convocation. He's got that big 6-year plan. The year 2020 is the deadline to kind of turn this ship around, I think, and got a lot more in depth than you would be if you were just sitting in stands there, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, I think what was refreshing about this year's convocation was that it was optimistic and a bit more forward-looking than compared to recent years, you know, not marred by the rank air of austerity, as it were. The president projecting a lot more confidence that the college is on more stable financial footing. Maybe you can talk in some specifics about what President Hurley imagines for the future at Canisius, you know, what some of his short-term goals are.
Well, he talked a lot about revitalizing the academic program.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly the core curriculum. He kind of said that's the label of a Canisius education is that core curriculum, and he wants to change that around. He mentioned the possibility of a student body of 2,500, which is...
It's the new enrollment projection.
Yeah.
So small.
Mm-hmm.
Smaller. And one of the things he did say when speaking to me is that it's not a number they aim for, it's the number they would bottom out at. So they were going to do everything possible to, you know, go higher than 2,500, but that's possible, and if that happens, there's certainly going to be changes in the college as a whole. Sure,
and you know, I recall in his address he also talked about you know, more online or hybrid formats for classes, especially in the graduate schools. He talked a lot about industry-specific degree programs. You know, these proposals not without controversy. You know, I think the general consensus on the Griffin staff, as reflected in tomorrow's editorial, was that these are you know, probably good directions to take the college in. But there was a lot of concern among faculty that we're starting to lose our you know, humanities, liberal arts identity. And you mentioned that you know, with the core. I think it's really good and important that he mentioned the core because the core is singularly vital to our institutional identity.
Absolutely, and the faculty is getting prepared to, you know, issue a formal response next week, and we look forward to that as well.
Yeah, the Canisius Faculty Association currently mulling a response, parsing every word as only academics can. But moving on from the convocation, tomorrow in Lifestyle we'll see the return of the Canisius Social Diary, which made a brief appearance once last year. The piece was very well received. It's
supposed to be anonymous.
Oh, well, you know, whatever. Yeah, no, right now that piece is still our most second viewed piece ever.
Yeah.
So
higher than the Little Wayne.
Higher than Jordy's scoop on Wheezy last year, for which he has still not received his Pulitzer. Probably the biggest scoop ever in the history of this paper, but we digress. Yeah, so tomorrow, the Social Diary. None of us have read it yet. What can we expect? What's in store?
Well, it's anonymous, again, but it's a field writer. And she did a really good job. She made it really funny. She kind of talked about, you know, at Canisius, it's a small school, so it's not really a big party school, but we still have our little house rendezvous in the basements with neon lights, so it'll be interesting.
Yeah, you know, this week has also seen the return of the Canisius Confessions Twitter accounts, and now I think that there are two, like, big rival accounts that are in social media right now, at least to my knowledge. I'm sure that there's more. We had a pretty successful one last year that was shut down because of a couple of wet blankets who didn't like the commentary. But yeah, no, we're looking forward to Lifestyle. We're hoping that that's going to be a staple going forward, isn't that right?
We're going to do it again next week, so hopefully if there's a party every weekend, then there will be.
Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, so quality editors roundtable, I think, here.
Yeah,
I think, you know, at this point there's no choice but to sign off, mostly because Kristen Warner might stab me with a fork at any moment. She's lurking just off camera. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. I'm Kevin Daly with Jordan LaBarber and Steph Maglione. Pick up the paper tomorrow.